Hello and welcome, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to see you all and to welcome you here to this webinar all about the Healy Expert Program facility on your Healy, in the pink app of your Healy. My name is Brid. Many of you will know me already. Maybe you've seen me do webinars. I feel like I haven't done one for quite a while. Just before we begin, I'm going to invite you all with me to take a moment to connect with yourself before we launch into this hour-long presentation. Let's not forget our own being. Just noticing the next in-breath and letting it go. And like this, allow your breath and the attention to it to bring you home to yourself. So that you can bring all of who you are to this meeting. Welcome. So I'm going to begin by sharing a little bit about where we've come from. Most of you have had your Healy for a year, 2 years. Some people have had it since 2019, when it was launched as a company. Many people don't realize that actually Healy was launched at the 10-year anniversary of TimeWaver in July 2017 in Frankfurt. And there was great excitement among the TimeWaver practitioners who were present, because it was, as you know, something completely new. We had no idea that work had been going on for 5 years to develop the technology required to be able to store programs on a cloud and then download them to the cloud of this very small, to the app of this very small device, and to deliver microcurrent to the body from this small device. The TimeWaver Frequency machine is, I'm looking at it now, it's about the size of 3 or 4 laptops and square, that big. And it was for all of us a revolution, in the sense that Marcus had seen the possibility that TimeWaver therapists, TimeWaver frequency therapists, no longer would need to absolutely see clients at home in their office weekly or monthly, but instead could send the programs of frequencies that were appropriate for that person to the cloud of their Healy and let them download it and run it as often as required, far more often than it would be feasible to visit a therapist. So that was just a revolution for all of us. I'm going to, in a few moments, I want to talk about the frequencies that are in your Healy programs and give you a general idea of where they come from. And there are 3 or 4 main sources. Marcus had been working with Nuno Nina, the Portuguese homeopathic practitioner for about 7 years by the time Healy was created. And Nuno had given Marcus databases of thousands of frequencies, which he had developed an awareness of as being appropriate for particular issues. So in fact, it was that meeting between Nuno, Nina and Marcus in 2010 that inspired the creation of time waiver frequency in the first place. It was the bringing together of the quantum sensor technology that Marcus had created with the frequencies that Nuno Nina had found, shall we say. Both of those came together in time waiver frequency, and both of those came together in the creation of the Healy. As you know, the gold cycle in your Healy contains programs which only have Nuno Nina frequencies. They're called the gold cycle, and they come from a set of databases in time waiver called Nuno Nina frequencies. They don't necessarily contain all of the Nuno Nina frequencies, absolutely not. There are seven programs in the gold cycle. They can probably contain about a couple of hundred databases. Another source of frequencies that I use is called the ETDFL Rife frequency list. So there's a company in Germany that sell Rife frequency machines, and they are constantly analyzing which frequencies are effective, and it changes over time, which frequencies are effective for particular issues. And every year they publish a list of about 3,500 issues with the top 10 frequencies for each. So what I've done is added those databases into my time waiver software, so that when somebody asks me, have you got a frequency for this, a program rather for this? If it isn't already in the time waiver database under Nuno Nina or others, then I go and look in the ETDFL list, and most often it's there. And then I manually type in those top 10 frequencies into my software. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is the different types of Healy program. You've got Healy programs that use the quantum sensor called IMF, information. You'll think of it before me. There's different ways you could say it. Information field, IFM, information field microcurrent, or individualized microcurrent. So what that means, those IMF programs, is that they use the quantum sensor to choose the top 3 frequencies for you throughout the program. I'm giving you here a overall sense, and then I'm going to show you the detail. So IMF frequencies are choosing top 10 frequencies from a range of databases of frequencies for you every 15 minutes or so as you run those programs. There are also programs within Healy, and it's one particular page. It's called Psyche/Pain, and it doesn't use the individualized microcurrent frequencies. Instead, it delivers a single frequency throughout the whole program. For example, 0.5 hertz, 100 hertz, 50 hertz. These very particular frequencies are actually the ones that have the most medical backup, in the sense that research has been done on those frequencies, the particular effects of those frequencies for anxiety, or for sleep, or for depression, or for pain. And those have proven medical benefits. So they are put together on one particular page of Healy. And in fact, a new version of Healy, as you know, is now available called the Healy Medical, maybe only available in Europe, but it only has that page. Okay. So some Healy programs use a quantum sensor. Some Healy programs don't use the quantum sensor. I say this to you because later I'm going to be showing you that my programs are a mixture. Some use only databases for which I want the quantum sensor to choose the best frequencies for you every time you run it. Others of my programs are lists of frequencies that I've chosen, and I want you to have those frequencies. And sometimes I will say, each of these frequencies, please, for 5 minutes. And if there's 7 frequencies, that's a 35-minute program. So some of my programs are like that. Okay. I should be sharing screen by now, but I'm giving you a general idea first. Yeah, I think it's time to share screen. And I might have a quick look. I know I said don't put any questions in the chat just yet, but if you have a burning question, then do. Now, I've been working magic here, and I have managed to, while I was speaking, I've managed to put something in the chat. So there's my friend Amy, before she goes off for a Halloween ball, is helping me here for another couple of minutes. And she's put a link to a offer that I have on at the moment, which some of you will know about and some of you don't know about, but it is an amazing offer. The idea for which came to me in the middle of the night. It was like I was woken up by it, and I was like, really? Really? And it took me about a couple of hours to figure out what it was. So what it is if you look on my website, some of the things I'll share with you today, you'll see I have created hundreds of programs. Starting in 2019, I've been creating programs. At first for individuals, and then as time went on, I realized, okay, that program, now there are many more people who need it. So I've ended up with maybe 300 programs. And what I'm offering until Wednesday night, Thursday, 31st, Thursday evening, 12 o'clock, let's say in California. So in Turkey, that would be Friday morning. That you can get access for a full year to play with any of my programs on up to 3 devices. It doesn't mean you only have to have my programs. You can have programs from other practitioners as well. You don't have to fill your Healys with my programs. I'm just saying that I will swap in and out any programs you want on 3 of your devices for the whole of the year. And because I realize that £360 is a lot of money to find, if you want to do this and join with 2 other people, that's 3 Healys, because it's a maximum of 3 Healys, or Mag Healys, 3 devices, maximum of 3 devices. If you find 2 other people who want to do it too, and you all have access to all of my programs, but on 1 device each, then you simply pay $120. And Amy, if you're still here, I think it's too much to ask you. I'll do it later. I'll put the link in the chat to that payment for just 120, not 360. But you should be in a group of 3, and you tell me who else is in your group. Okay. I'm going to share screen now, and I'm going to go back over a couple of the things I said, and it'll make more sense now. Healy, here we are. No, time waver. So you can now see, I'm sure, I trust you can now see my screen. And This is the time waiver frequency software, and I'm starting here at the top with databases. And I'm just going to show you briefly what I mentioned, the NN, the Nunonina frequencies. There are 141,000 of them. In categories, there's the gold frequencies. So those were used to create the gold cycle programs on Healy. 139,000 frequencies. I'm going to open it really quickly. There are A to Z. So many frequencies. Each is a database with so many frequencies in it. This is why we need the quantum sensor. Nunonina had all these thousands of frequencies, but no way of, well, he maybe used a pendulum, a bit slow, to decide which frequencies are best for that particular person. So when he met Marcus and he had a quantum sensor, it was perfect. Okay? So there's the Nunonina frequencies. I also use, from this section called the frequency level, and these have various sources, I often use the brainwave frequencies. I'm going to show you a couple. So they're associated, they're called the brainwave frequencies because the brain, depending on the state we are in, it actually normally produces brain waves of particular frequency. All waves have a particular frequency. So here are some of those frequencies and the effects that we feel when we're in that state. So I often will choose some of those when I'm making programs. There we have the solfeggios, although there are only 6, there are actually 9. So I have added 3 more. Okay. The ETDFL, let me show you. So RIFE protocols, RIFE frequencies. I have, as I said, found the ETDFL website, and I will put it in the chat. It's very easy to find online when you type it in. And you can download it. Anybody can download that database, that list, sorry, it's a list. So here's what I've done. I've typed in literally 2,875 of these, going back to 2021, I believe, yeah. And I do it according to, as I said, the issue. Okay, and each one, let me choose one here. October 24, what have I been working on this month? Dyslexia. Okay, top 10 frequencies. Because I get asked by so many people for particular issues, I create this database. And then I'll show you in a few moments how I put that into a program. Okay? That's the databases. Now let's go to Healy programs and the different types of Healy programs. So hopefully you're all with me. You have the deep cycle. You've got some Nunonina programs on here. I'm going to use an example of a Nunonina program, but it won't correspond with Gold Cycle. Let me find one here, Digest All, because that corresponds with the program that you have on your Healy. Here you see stages of the program, and each stage has a particular duration. And there are 3 different types of stage. There's a real-time phase, there's an imbalance phase, there's a resonance phase. I'm going to summarize these really quickly because it's not really important for you to know. The real-time phase happens at the beginning and the end of the program. And those frequencies are chosen from the entire range of frequencies. With a Healy, it's 0.1 hertz up to 15 kilohertz, 15,000 hertz. That's the range. In this phase of your programs, the quantum sensor is scanning that entire range and giving you a series of frequencies, each for 10 seconds. No repeat, just each one a series, 10 seconds. And the resonance phase is very similar. It's the entire range of frequencies quantum sensor is choosing from. With the imbalances phase, it's different. With the imbalances phase, it isn't the entire range of frequencies that's analyzed, scanned. It's a set of databases according to the particular program you're running. So I'll give you some examples. For digest all, we look here at databases. Can I edit? Can I show you? Yeah, I can show you. I only click edit so that I can show you. These are all the databases. They're all gold frequencies. Jan, who created the deep cycle, very close friend of Nunanina, always uses his frequencies. And Jan chose these databases to put into this digest all program. And there are literally thousands of frequencies here because I'm looking at probably at least 50 databases. Okay, what happens? The quantum sensor scans these databases once and chooses the top 3 for you and delivers those 3 for approximately 15 minutes. You can ignore these settings here. On your Healy, it's 15 minutes, approximately, and it's the top 3. And they have the progress analysis switched on, meaning check, 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 progress. Has this person had enough of this frequency? When it gets to 100% progress, it stops. You don't need that frequency anymore. I hope that's clear. So that's where the term individualized frequencies come from. They are Healy programs with databases of frequencies that use the quantum sensor to choose the top 3 from each section, during each section. Okay. Now I'm going to go to some of my programs and share with you the variety of methods that I use. Okay. I'm going to start with, I had notes, I decided which ones would be good. Restful sleep is a good one to show you because I do believe it uses both. And why do you see 2 letters? Every time before the name of the program, you see 2 letters. That's because the software is programmed to deliver the program to your Healy, showing only the first 2 letters. So I tried to use 2 letters that make some kind of sense and be consistent. Okay, so restful sleep. I don't know if some of you saw, I put on Facebook because I got an email, I think about a week ago, 10 days ago, from a lady who said, thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, I put I put restful sleep on for my husband who has insomnia. He fell asleep looking at his phone at 10:30 in the evening, and he's still asleep now at 7 in the morning. He hasn't done that for 5 years. So, oh, it wasn't restful sleep she was using. It was total relaxation, actually. So I'm going to show you both of them. Other people said, oh, I use restful sleep for that. Like Dixie, I think I saw you writing on Facebook that, I hope it was you, that if you wake up in the night, you just put the restful sleep on again and back to sleep straight away. It's very, very good for insomnia. But let me go to total relaxation. This is the one that lady's husband had. Now, I can see just from looking at these timings that I have used 15-minute sections. I know I've put databases in there, but I've used other sections that I have 2 minutes, 2 minutes, or 10 minutes. I know that in those I have put lists of particular frequencies that run for a set amount of time. So let me show you what's at the beginning of this restful sleep program. So that first section, 15 minutes, the databases that I have put into it are, what do we benefit from? Total relaxation. You know, what do we need in order to be able to deeply, deeply, deeply relax? We need to, as best we can, to deal with any trauma that we're carrying still in the body from times that we didn't feel safe. In order to deeply relax, we've got to clear that memory of being so unsafe. So I use these 5 databases in many of my programs. Again and again and again, they turn up in my programs. Gold Cycle from Nuna Nina, clearing emotional trauma. Emotional ties to dis-ease, you know, where there's a connection between the physical symptom and some emotion. Stabilizing emotional states, clearing trauma. Okay. And I leave the quantum sensor on. I say, yes, please. Choose the top 3, there you go, top 3, and give it 15 minutes. Now, it might not need 15 minutes for all of these to get to 100%, 95% progress. So sometimes your program will finish a little bit early. That's okay, it's normal. Now, the next phase is just 2 minutes. What is this? My spelling. The spelling is not important. When I make my lists of programs, I'm not too conscious of my spelling. What's in here is a particular frequency, 562 hertz, running for 2 minutes. So this is a frequency that helps to reduce tension in the body, mental tension in particular. Okay. Next, a database, a set of databases for balancing spiritual well-being and for producing calm. I'll go a little bit more quickly now. I might not open all of them. Next is a set of databases for relaxing muscle tension, produce relaxation. I think that's it. One more list here, 2.47 hertz to reduce cortisol. Okay. And in this particular program, and recently, I have a new habit of not putting in real-time phase and resonance phase. Why? How do I justify that? When frequency therapy was new and Healy was new, people needed, their systems needed time to adjust to receiving frequencies. So the real-time phase opens you up to receive frequencies. And at the end, it helps to integrate the frequencies. What I believe, people who are using Healy all the time, they're already attuned to receiving frequencies and integrating them. We don't need that practice run at the beginning of every program. So I save time by going straight into the imbalance phase and using all of the time in the program to target those particular issues. Okay. Good. What else will I show you? Normalize histamine I want to show you because I think that it's also been getting a lot of press recently because of people writing to say how amazing it is for them dealing with especially food sensitivities, that it just works so quickly. And what is in it? Mostly a frequency called 9 hertz. I've set it to run for 30 minutes. I trained with Carolyn McMakin, as many of you know, in frequency-specific microcurrent, both in person in England and in Germany and online. And we get to know these frequencies so well. 9 hertz, reduce histamine. When we're running it like this, we're applying it to the whole body. We're not actually doing FSM, dual frequencies. Just have it for the whole body. 4.9 hertz to produce physical and mental relaxation. More 9 hertz, although I've shortened it to 8 minutes. And I did have a resonance phase here. Okay, that is my histamine program. Let me see if there's one more. Brainwave, youthful skin. Let me show you. Yeah, because there's something I want to say about this program. Short duration means single frequencies. 10 hertz. 10 hertz has been proven to increase collagen and elastin production in the skin. Then we have others like 124 hertz is for repair, basically, repair to any tissue. 40 hertz, reduce inflammation in any tissue. 75 hertz, anti-wrinkle. I have to admit, I don't know where I got that frequency. It could be like there are some great websites that you can look up. There's a set here that I got, youthful skin set. Maybe I'll show you the website in a while. Okay, increase collagen. The ETDFL list set of 10 frequencies to increase collagen. Okay, I think that's enough. More 10 hertz. Where do I want to go next? I want to say a little bit about another part of the technology, which is the McMakin section. In this case, you would be using a mag Healy, because these programs deliver. Let me just show you this one that I created for somebody just yesterday. These programs deliver pairs of frequencies using the mag Healy, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. Channel A delivers a frequency for the issue, and channel B delivers a frequency for the tissue that's affected. The frequency in FSM, the frequency for liver is 35 hertz. And to that, you can apply all kinds of things like emotional component. What do we store in our liver? Aggression, frustration, anger. Yeah. We can also apply 124 hertz, I mentioned a few minutes ago, where there's damage. 294 hertz for trauma, 9 hertz for histamine. Okay. I want to stop sharing that. I think that's enough. I might just switch on a light, just one sec. That's better. Will it be available for replay? Absolutely, Lisa. Yes, it will. I am going to now hook up my Healy because I want to show you and I want to teach you a little bit about TAN function and the Healy Expert Programs. I'm sure you all know. There might be one or two little things that you weren't aware of. So let me see if I can share screen. And if not, I'm going to just talk about it. Oh, it isn't here. It is on my phone. I'm going to share screen or try. What am I sharing? Oh, yeah. So I have Healy running and I would like to share it. It's asking me all kinds of possibilities, but I'm not sharing Healy. Screen. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we are. So let me just go now to the Healy. There. Guess what program is running? It's been paused, actually. The program that's running is my HN histamine, normalized histamine program. I'm going to play it. So there's a few things I want to teach you here. You see this message, a frequency is generated, but no measurable current is flowing. You need to take account of that message, especially at the beginning of my programs. If I'm going to put in low frequencies, I'll try to do it at the beginning so that I'll alert you to the fact that with low frequencies like 9 hertz, you need to turn up the intensity. But right now, these ear clips are not attached to anything, so I'm going to just wet them. And then I'm going to attach them. I know in the US, you don't, unless you know of the store that does sell ear clips, which I can tell you about. You can get ear clips. So here we are. I've put them on, and what you see is, okay, there is current flowing. Even at 15, oh no, I'm sorry. There is no current flowing. So let me turn it up. 20, still no current flowing. 25, 30, nope, I've done this before. I know, at 40, it's usually good. It's good with the wristbands at 40. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. There, 50. Now, word about these ear clips. You do need to wet the white little sticky pads. They don't conduct if they're dry, so wet them. But on the other hand, if you use, as I do, if you use metal straws, which you can get in any shop, food store, as you call it, and you put the metal straws in your favorite face cream, and you use these ear clip electrodes, don't put the white sticky pads on. Just have metal to metal. That's better for conduction. Okay. Why am I showing you this? Because every 2 weeks or so, into my face creams, I put frequencies. I say every 2 weeks because we have seen FSX practitioners who put pain frequencies into cream for clients, send the client away. The client says, works fantastic. Then after 2 weeks, oh, it stopped working. Okay, we need to introduce the frequencies into the cream, the pain frequencies. In this case, I'm putting my youthful skin program frequencies into my face cream so that, as well as maybe using ear clips or face mask with ear clips, I have them in my cream, which is the easiest thing. Okay. Um, I don't want to get distracted by the questions. I know they're coming in, but it's fine and it's good. But let me just continue for another moment. Now I'm going to stop that program. I'm going to go back. Yes, I want to quit the program. I want to show everybody. Oh, don't do that. My phone is just, yeah. So I want to show everybody where you find the expert area. Down here at the bottom. But before I do that, you see these programs, all of these use the quantum sensor. You probably know this, except the pain and psyche. Now, that would be a good screen to take note of. If you have a newer Healy that doesn't give you those names, they're still in the same order on the new Healys, but they don't have the words. So that's easier to interpret. That screen there. Okay. Expert area. Expert area is at the bottom of the page. And there are 2 things you want to do here. In order to get a program from a therapist like me or from Derek, who's on the call as well, you simply say, please generate a new expert TAN. A TAN is a temporary access number. It lasts 4 days, in my experience. So if you have given me a TAN that's older than that, please go in, get a new one before I prompt you to, and send it to me. Say, this is my new TAN. But once you give me a TAN, please don't go back in and create a new TAN, because what that does is disables the original TAN that you gave me. Okay? So once you get a TAN, you give it to me. I've got 4 days. I deliver programs the same day, but you don't need to do anything else. You can continue to use your Healy as normal. You don't need to have it switched on. Absolutely not. That TAN gives me access to the cloud of your Healy, which is not a part of the physical Healy itself. Okay. Generate a new TAN. Now, share. Best thing to do here is to share this. Now, if you share it by WhatsApp or by email, it's fantastic, because what comes to me is a message with the serial number of your Healy and the TAN. And it's easy for me to copy and paste it. Whereas if you took a photograph of that, it's okay, but it doesn't show me the serial number, and I have to type it. I have to stare at it and type it. Okay? Just saying. Right. Let's now just take you through something. Once I write to you to say that your programs have been delivered, if your Healy is switched off and you go, oh, okay, good. And then you go into your Healy, you would probably be prompted that there is an update available, and you say yes to it. But if you're not prompted, what you do is you follow these instructions. You click on, yeah, Danny, there's no ear clips if you're in the UK, unless you know where to get them, and I can tell you where to get them. It's not like there's anything wrong with having ear clips in the US, nothing at all. Other companies sell them. Okay, instructions for downloading the programs from the cloud where I've put them onto your Healy. First instruction, you click Settings. Second, you click My Healy. Third, you click Program. It's actually Program Version. And it spins. You need good internet. You need internet. And it spins. And if there is a program, new programs available, it'll turn pink and it'll say update available. And then you say, yes, please. Okay, those are the instructions. Okay, let me just look at my notes and see where else I want to go. I'm nearly done. I want to stop sharing that and share something else briefly. How do I stop share? I may as well leave. Oh, no, I don't want to leave under all profiles, so I'll stop sharing. Okay. All right. You still with me? We've got 10 minutes for questions. Really quickly, on my internet, I had a few things open for you to see. Not that. Can we? Yeah, good. What did I want to show you? I want to show you this website, the ETDFL website, okay? Where anybody can go and download that list. Hide, yeah, good. Anyone could go and download that list. What else do I want to show you? This is what I've done with it. That's it. That's the actual list, but what I've done with it is I've just made it so that every column has got the frequency times 100, because we put in the frequency in hertz, whereas this list is kilohertz. So I've reduced it by 1,000, not 100, 1,000. Okay. What else? My expert program list. You need, if you want my full list of programs, you need to just write to me and I'll send you this. Or I might. Amy did it, I think. Amy put it in the chat, I believe. No, she didn't. I might put this in the chat. Hold on. I will. Share. But you still need to contact me for access. Okay, because I have to be so careful. Where's the chat now? Can I just see the chat, please? Yeah. Trying to be fast here. There you go, everybody. In the chat now is a document. But please, when you click on it, it's going to say to you, request access, and that's what you're going to do, okay? Back to sharing. We're nearly there, and then I promise I will. Am I sharing already? I don't know what you can see. I am sharing. Okay. So let me just come out of this. What's happening is I can't see, I can only see the I can only see the Zoom. I can't see my I click exit, 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 nothing happens. Spotlight myself, but I need. The link didn't work, did it not, Linda? Well, then email me, please, dear. Okay? I need to somehow, so I'm going to stop share. Why didn't I do that earlier? Stop share and share again. Yeah, okay, here we go. My website. I've been working on this recently, just uploading testimonials because there are so many, so many testimonials that come in. So down there at the bottom of my website, you'll see them. But here are Healy Expert Programs, some of which some of which can be listed fully, like Attract Abundance, total relaxation, self-love, hair growth, ancestral clearing. That's not a Healy program, but so many people want it. I put it there. Protection and stability, weight loss and sugar. So these have got actual words attached to them. But further down, you see just letters. And for those, you can just click. You can either go to my sheet, which I've shared with you, or you could click on it and cleverly look up here and there. I've left the name in. Okay. Oh yeah, my website. There's two other things I want to show you. An amazing set of programs called Tools. Oh yeah, Mag Healy programs are there. Tools for Spiritual Awakening. Oh my goodness. Christopher Barham is my friend and teacher. He's Canadian. He's actually in Hawaii right now, moving around the world. He teaches Akashic Records healing. He's incredibly gifted. And together we made these programs. Now, like all Healy Expert programs, these can be run on either a Healy or on a Mag Healy. I didn't say that before. All expert programs can also be run on a Mag Healy. So we've got Mother Earth healing. Organ field. Now he put certain organs in that one, and then we ended up with 3 because to cover all the organs in the body. Aura clearing, pre and post surgery support. I've had some amazing testimonials about that. Each program comes with a meditation. Unity of the feminine and masculine, transforming relationships with self and others, and finally, blessings and grace and divine light. These are powerful. Now, I have to warn you, they have low frequencies, 0.5 hertz, 4 hertz. They were channeled basically by Christopher. He had no idea that these low frequencies, you need to up the intensity on your Healy in order to get the current running. That's fine. I say that to people now when they purchase those programs. So finally, I'm stopping sharing. I feel like I went on too long. I'm now going to look at the chat, and not that many. Is the ADHD program enough for ADHD? Questions like this, will I begin? There are other programs like Calm and Happy, CH, Calm and Happy, that are compatible with that. Okay. What does a minus indicate? Good, right? Okay. What does a minus indicate when running frequencies? When the sensor, the progress analysis goes from minus 100 to plus 100. So, and if it reaches either minus 100 or plus 100, both of those are regarded to be saturation point. Can I answer the question what minus? Right now I can't remember how you would interpret a minus. I don't want to say anything in case it contradicts what the actual facts are. So I'm really sorry, Debbie, whoever asked that question. What programs can be run on the Healy without wristbands or ear clips? Do you mean, Debbie, with the coil? And you know, some people, let's talk about delivering programs, all the different methods. You've got the coil, you've got wristbands. I personally like to use wristbands or wires for anything to do with the physical body. I have an amazing brain balancing program that balances the 2 left and right hemisphere. I like to use, if you don't have ear clips, no problem. You can put the adhesive electrodes behind your ears. When you do that, I suggest programs like Perfect Hearing, Teeth and Gums, all of these. I would use electrodes locally, but because it's the head, I say to people, keep the intensity down at 35% or so. Did that answer your question, or did I go off on a tangent? Oh yeah, the different methods. I know people who use my expert programs for clients or friends, placing the Healy on a photograph of the person and running the program with an intention. And it works. So there's no wires. There may be the coil, maybe no coil, but there's the photograph. I spoke to a lady last week having great success with programs, but she said she's very, very sensitive. I said, so how have you been running the microcurrent? She says, I don't use any wires at all. So she's running a program, and it's saying that no current is running. The frequency is being produced, but no current's running, and it's still effective for her. So I'm not going to argue with anybody's experience. even though personally I like to see that current is running in the coil or in the wires. Right, Debbie, maybe that now answers your question. Copy the link. Thank you, Nina, for that suggestion. Copy the link and paste it in the bar, yeah. Did it work in the end? 5 new messages. Let me go to the end. Yeah, ST. I've run Healy remotely from a photo for years, and yes, it works. What kind of face cream do I use? I was just looking at this one. Organic from Ireland, where I come from. Don't know. I usually get my creams in Ireland because there's just so many herbs that grow in the west of Ireland very abundantly, and I like to, support people who are making things at grassroots level and just in local shops, selling them in local shops and things. So as pure as I can find, and yeah. I don't have one particular type. I vary it a lot. What else? Where are we? Yeah, access is required. Absolutely. I'll be looking in my emails in a few minutes for all of you who wrote to me saying, can I have access to that document? And I will give you access. Amy, my goodness me. There aren't so many questions. I'm a bit worried that I put you off asking. And now Marla's for insomnia, restful sleep. Charging water. I did a whole webinar on charging water with 3 other people. We launched a program called Crystalline Waters. All of us are fans of the lady from New Zealand who is traveling the world preaching about real water, water from deep underground springs. Since then, a year and a half ago now, I've been drinking locally sourced water, which is fantastic. But we made a program, Crystalline Water, and if you email me, I'll send you the link to that webinar. It was fascinating. I learned a lot, and I just contributed what I could about how to deliver frequencies to water via, for example, Mag Healy. You sit the Mag Healy beside your water jug and run the Crystalline Waters program. My friend Kelly uses those same sticks, and she puts them into her drinking water in the morning like a jug, and uh, imprints her drinking water with the frequencies. That will last at least a day, probably 2 days. In cream, they last about 2 weeks, but in water, I would say 2 days or so. Okay, what's my email? Oh, do you see? Do you see my name here in the Zoom? That's my name. And instead of .com, just put @gmail.com. I could type it, couldn't I? There was something else I was going to put in the chat, maybe. Was there something else I was going to put in the chat? I'll put my email in the chat. And then ask me any other question. BRIDLON @gmail.com. There you go. No, I do not have a program for cellulite. Thank you, Zinab. And that's worth mentioning the difference between cellulitis, which I do have frequencies for because it's a serious condition, very painful condition. It's nothing to do with cellulite, very different. So, do frequencies stay in water when you boil it after putting the frequencies in? That's a good question. Who knows? I don't know if they do or not. They dissipate. I know they dissipate in time. Boiling is a very strong physical process, so I wouldn't be optimistic that the frequencies remain. We could stay here. We're running 5 minutes over. Oh, to wake you up. A program to wake you up. Um, um, youth. Energy, vitality, well-being. EN. Energy, vitality, well-being. I can't see who. Yes, Marlos. The local brand. So I'm in London, and the water I get now comes from the hills of Surrey, which is south of London. Unless it's local to you, it's not worth even telling you that. Yeah, how do people find out that 10 or 40 hertz? You research it, Google it. There has been research done on particular frequencies. 40 hertz, for example, they've seen that it works for Alzheimer's, for example. It reduces the symptoms of Alzheimer's. There is some research on some frequencies. The skin, mainly because it's such a huge industry, there's a lot of research on different frequencies for the skin and other things like Alzheimer's that where medical world are open to exploring frequencies. Okay, good. I'm seeing similar questions twice, so I won't answer it. Oh, Derek. Hello, hello, hello. It's gorgeous. I want to introduce you to Christopher now that he's there. Okay, shall we say bye-bye? Because the sooner we finish, the sooner I'm going to get the recording and send it to you. Um, oh, and this offer is finishes on Thursday night. I think I said that already. And get together with a group of two friends if you want a year-long access to my programs to play with them. You don't have to have them all, your Healy full of them. Absolutely not. You could have two or three, experiment with those, and then next week say, oh, take those off and put another two or three on. As long as you give me clear instructions, what to take off and what to put on, and a valid tan, then I'm happy and it's not too much work for me. All right. I'm going to stop recording. Imagine if I hadn't recorded after all that.